Shalom, 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 shalom. How you doing, family? Shalom. Y'all can hear me out there? Let me know. One moment, family. Hello, family. How y'all doing? I'm Brother Jeremiah. Come to you today for Sure City Israel's Sabbath class. Hope everyone had a great week. All those of us that are participating in the feast days. So I'm going to get started by reading Ecclesiasticus 10 and 19. Ecclesiasticus 10 and 19. And it reads, "They that fear the Lord are a sure seed, and they that love him an honorable plan. They that regard not the law are dishonorable seed. They that transgress the commandments are a deceivable seed." Okay, so we work hard to be that sure seed. We're not perfect, but by working each day towards our goal, we can accomplish anything. And we can accomplish anything. We just believe and just have faith. Okay, we'll get things started. I'm going to be coming from 1 Corinthians 13 and 1. We go all our lives and we are built in the image of others. But when do the love of ourselves come in? We try so hard to live in the image that our parents have for us. We get older, we try to live in the image of our partner or our mates, image of us, or in general, a image of us that was built during our childhood or during our teens or whatever. But who are we really? Who are we really? Are we who our mother think we are, our father think we are, or want us to be? Can we look in the mirror and say that I am the man who God want me to be? We always created different. We always created with our own gifts and attributes. It's just like in 1 Corinthians 12 and 14, it says, "For the body is not one member, but many." We all have our different talents, our different way of operating. Um, Depending on that is how we see ourselves and others see us. Scripture also say, lean not to your own understanding. I may do something that's different than you, or you may do something that's different than me. It may not be right according to the way that you have been brought up, or the way you have programmed, or to your standards. But that doesn't make anyone out to be a bad person at all. And that's where understanding comes in. It's understanding. We may see a child that's we think that we see a child that's stealing from a store, and we look at him and say, "Oh, he's nothing but a thug. He's nothing but a thief." Not knowing that, hey, that child may be homeless. That child may not have parents. That child may not have money to buy food. The child may be hungry, may be starving, may have not even had a meal for days at a time. And out of desperation, the child went to stole in order to feed themselves. But if we are in our own self and our own thoughts, only thing we'll see is a thief, a thief. And that's not the case. That is not the case at all. So that's why it's important for us to have understanding and to concentrate on who we are and people as individuals. Look beyond what our eyes think, as the Most High say, lean not to your own understanding, but all your ways acknowledge Him. God knows all. He sees all. He knows all. And if we base our decisions and our wants and our actions through His eyesight, we'll be able to judge situation in a clear manner. And the first thing that we have to do is just be us. We all make mistakes. We all have situations that we have been in that we wish we never had happened to us. But it was either through being naive or too trusting that situations happen to us. Or somebody may just want to just to ruin your life or whatever. And those situations you may have said, you know what, I'm gonna be a firefighter. But in situations happen in your life that takes that equation off of the table, and it changes the way that you approach life. You no longer want to be a firefighter. You want to be a firefighter, but the situation at hand is there's no path towards getting there in the current situation. And because situations and heartaches and pains and different things that come our way, it's it changes. You could be the nicest person in the world, but if you get beat on and used or mistreated over and over again, you're gonna change from that nice person to a more person who is more careful of how you deal with people. It's not because you don't trust anybody. Well, it is because you don't trust anybody, because that trust that you put out there and you had for people and honor you have for people, it was broken away. And in order for to protect yourself, you got to change and not be naive. So it is the and situations and issues that we go through in life that shape who we are, whether they are good or bad. Situations that I have been through have made me who I am today. And situations that you have been through have made you who you are today. And that's one thing that we have to understand about each other, is that we all don't go through the same things. We all aren't built from the same cloth. We come from the same maker, but we was all built for different things to handle different. And that's why it's important for us to first love ourselves, discover ourselves, appreciate ourselves. Because if we look to others always in order to fulfill that need or to look for justification or verification for other people, and that don't come, that can put us in a place of depression, causes us to act unseemly because our happiness and the way we see ourselves is based off how someone else feels, which is not right at all. We should never do that. We should never do that. The way we look at ourselves should be based off what God says. We all have our own way of thinking and our inner thoughts, and sometimes we quell or block out our inner feelings in order to placate somebody else. And that's not right at all. If someone truly loves and truly care about you, then they should accept you for who you are. Accept that you have flaws. They should be able to pray for you. Pray that God give you the directions to push you in the direction that God see fit for you to go. I don't want you to live in the way I think that you should live. I don't want you to live, and I don't want to live the way you want me to live. I want to live the way God has programmed me to live, the way that God has planned for me to live. And I want you to do the same way. And that's love. Letting people I want them to walk. Give them the freedom in order to walk that path and to listen to God. Because sometimes we can be so worried about what other people think about us that it blocks out what God is trying to tell us for ourselves. Then everybody else around you is happy because they have gotten what they need from you, but you're depressed, you're sad. And it's all right to give. It's charity is good, but sometimes you want something in return. What you put out, that good you put out, you want it to come back to you, and which is deservedly so. You should get that respect. You deserve it as much as the person that you give it to. You deserve that in return the same way. Why? Because we both are children of God. So it's always about love, understanding. Let's go to 1 Corinthians 13:1. It says, though I speak with the tongues of men, of an angels, and have not charity, I am become a sounding brass or tinkling cymbal. When we look at charity in that verse, it represents love. Love. A lot of people use love for different things. And some people use love as a weapon, just like some people use God as a weapon. Love is a very powerful word and a very powerful thing. Love can make you blind. It says, though I speak with the tongues of men and the angels and have not charity, I am become the sounding brass or tinkling cymbal. So if I don't have love for someone or love for myself, then who really am I? Who really am I? Number two, it says, and though I have the gift of prophecy and understand all the mysteries and all knowledge, and though I have all faith so that I could remove mountains and have not charity, I am nothing. So it takes love. It takes love. Even faith is not enough. It takes love. The love for God, the love for yourself, the love for others. It says, and though I bestow all my goods to feed the poor, and though I give my body to be burned and have not charity, it profit me nothing. It profit me nothing. So I can do everything I can in order to show that I'm a good person, to show that I'm a righteous person. But if I don't have love, if I don't show love, if I don't have understanding, if I don't show love for myself and love for God or love for others, what does that profit me? What does that profit me? What is that really that worth? Verse 4 says, charity suffereth long and is kind. Charity envieth not. Charity vaunteth not itself, is not puffed up. If I truly love somebody, then I want to see them do good. I want to see them be happy. I will want them to see them live. Look at God. He has love for us. He said he come for us to have life and have it more abundantly. When we look at the people that's around us or our loved ones, is that what we truly want? Want them to live, to have life? Or are we doing it for our own gratifications? And you got to always be careful. Not everybody who do stuff for you is doing out of love. Some people do things in order for them to beat on their chest and say, look what have I have done. Or when things go south with you two, they have something to talk about. So that's another thing. Just be careful. Be careful. It says itself unseemly. Seeketh not her own. Is not easily provoked. Thinketh no evil. Let's read that again. Charity, that's love. Suffereth long. That's that's patience, understanding, and is kind. Not ready to throw somebody underneath the bus because they're not fitting the role that I think is right. Seeketh not her own. Is not easily provoked. Not easily provoked. If you truly love me or truly love someone, I should be able to communicate with you. I should be able to talk with you without having to worry, walk on eggshells or walk on pins and needles, afraid of what your reaction may be. I shouldn't have to worry about being attacked. It says, not easily provoked or thinketh no evil. Thinketh no evil. If you truly love me, you should know me. If I've shown you nothing but good all this time and I have a road in the block, so that makes me evil? No, it doesn't. Situations we may get trapped in sometimes. Situation may cloud our judgment sometimes, and people make mistakes, but that don't make them a bad person. Just like I'm not the same person I was a year ago. I'm not the same. You're not the same person you was 6 months ago. We change and grow over time. It's 2020, and we're still holding people accountable for things that happened back in 1985. We got to move forward, and we got to be. And in order to solve that, we got to first love ourselves and look within ourselves and say, okay, this is what I need to fix in me. Then when we see somebody, then we'll know, hey, This is what I'm working on myself. I advise you to work on it too, man. I advise you to get it together too. Because if we start with ourselves and building, then others will see our light shine, our works, and it'll be more comfortable for them to move forward. Rejoicing not in iniquity, but rejoices in the truth. Sometimes somebody can know you for years, know you for years. But one person say one bad thing about you, they right there talking about you right along with them, not even knowing that what being said about the person is true at all. Just going off of gossip. It's entertaining these days. Gossip and drama is entertaining these days. And when it comes to people, we're not supposed to rejoice. It says rejoice not in iniquity or wrong. It said, but rejoice in the truth. We got to search out the truth. We got to see what's real. And the first thing, in order to do that, we got to take our own blindness where we see the world. If we truly do unto others and we want them to do unto us, then we should be able to look at it through our situation and say, you know what? If I'm going through a situation like that, I don't want to be treated badly. I don't want to be rejected. I don't want to be beat down just because I'm trying to pick my head up. And once we put ourselves in other people's shoes and realize that, hey, how would we react in that situation? What if I had that mindset? If we do that, then we'll be able to have a greater understanding in the situation and realize that, hey, brother, um, things I see things ain't working out for you in life right now, but hey, I've been through that also. But there's an answer in God. We can turn to God, give our life to God, and everything will be all right if we trust in Him. That's when we truly, truly show love. Is when we push Him towards God, not beat Him down, beat Him with the Bible, but through our works, through our goodness, and the way we speak, becoming welcoming, welcoming people in. It's like when a brother is caught in a situation or a sin or whatever, we being righteous, we supposed to restore that brother. It didn't say beat him down or call everybody in town and talk bad about him. It didn't say nothing like that. It said restore that brother, restore him, and that's the way that we supposed to do. But then sometimes people will throw things upon us in order to block out their shortcomings or say, hey, the spotlight is off of me on them now. So long as I keep the spotlight on them, then no one won't see what I'm doing. And that's why it's important for us to work on ourselves first, to make sure that what we are doing, we're not overstepping our bounds when it becomes to the way we're supposed to deal with people, the way we're supposed to deal with people with meekness. You never know. The brother and sister that we knocking down, they may just be looking for one nice word or one kind act away from getting the things together. That's why it's important for us to always not thinking evil of people all the time or seeking our own thoughts. It says, bear for all things, believe all things, hope for all things, endure for all things. Charity never fails. But whether there be prophecies, they shall fail. Whether there be tongues, they shall cease. Whether there be knowledge, it shall vanish away. For we know in part and we prophesy in part. So we don't know everything. We don't know the whole situation. We don't know what someone has been through. We don't know what situation they're currently in right now. We don't know. Then how can we judge if we don't know the situation? But when that which is perfect is come, then that which is in part shall be done away. So when Christ returns, all those things that we, all the blanks that we couldn't fill in, he'll fill it in. So then, if that's the case, that's going to be taken care of when he gets here or returns. Then why are we trying to fill those parts in ourselves? It's time for us to really recognize who Christ is, who God is. Just like 11 says, is when I was a child, I spake as a child. I understood as a child. As we grow in his truth, or as we grow in God, we should be able to grow personally. We shouldn't be on the same thing that we was on 10 years ago. So I understand as a child, I thought as a child, when I became a man, I put away childish things. For now we see through a glass darkly, but then face to face, now I know in part. But then shall I know, even as also I am known. And now abide the faith, hope, and charity. These three, but the greatest these is charity. So through understanding, through love, we can change the world. By focusing on ourselves and loving ourselves and filling that void within us that causes us to look at people in a negative light, and change that to a place where we're looking at people in love with understanding. We can change the world. We can change the world. So, brothers and sisters, we just got to show love. We got to realize it's not all about us all the time. And that just because we're doing good or we're not in a situation doesn't mean that we're not one trip up away from being in the same situation that the person that we coming down on is in. So we never can think too highly of ourselves, no matter how righteous we think we are. Everybody makes mistakes. Everybody sins. It's common to man. It's how you get back up and how you handle situations is what we are judged off of. So let's just show each other love and understanding. With that, brothers and sisters, I'm going to say shalom.